Alright, hey, welcome back with lesson 2-7 here, 2-7, multiplication of binomials. Now, we saw some work with polynomials and some monomials yesterday. Today we're going to be really focusing on binomials. Binomials, of course, maybe just by the prefix there, how many wheels are on a bicycle? Two. So you'll be looking at things with two terms in them, and we're going to be multiplying. Alright, so again, just a reminder, if you see these icons here, go ahead and consider what those mean each time. Standard 2.0 is still the same right there, and today we're going to be learn how to multiply binomials. And here's an example for you: x plus 1 times quantity x minus 3. X plus 1. So this is kind of weird here. We are multiplying, but we've got two pieces, and what are we going to do with this? Alright, multiplication of polynomials. Specifically binomials here. Multiply everything in one binomial by everything in the other. Seems pretty obvious again. Good. Now today you're going to see three different ways to multiply these. We're going to show you really the old-fashioned way. We're going to show you a way that's used in almost every high school in the entire world, much less the country. And then we're going to show you another method that works very, very well, and it's very pretty much bulletproof. So here's your three ways. The first way, and you don't have to write all these down, but let's just be familiar with them. You've got the Greek method, and a name just to honor the Greek mathematicians who started this up some time ago. You've got the FOIL method, which is used, and it's what I grew up on, and it's what's taught in every high school. If you ask around people that have been recently in algebra and say FOIL method, they might look at you kind of weird, but they'll know what you're talking about. And the box method. Now we're going to be using this box method, and of course it's called the box method because it uses a box, of course. All right, okay. Let's see. So we'll start here with the Greek method. The Greek method says multiply everything in one polynomial by everything in the other polynomial. And we're going to do this by multiplying the first terms here. 2a times 4a gets you 8a squared. And then we can stretch that out a little bit and grab 2a and 5, which will give you 10a. And we can multiply now the next term here, negative 3 and 4a, which give you negative 12a. Now notice what I did here. I lined up the like terms. We want to line them up because we're going to end up adding them and simplifying. And then finally, negative 3 and positive 5, we get you negative 15. And now we know how to add like terms when they're polynomials, so we just simply add straight down. And we end up with something like 8a squared, and the next one's going to be negative 2a and negative 15. Okay, so there you go. There's your Greek method there, just adding straight down. This would be a 0a squared. This is plus 0 up here. Now, the next one here is the FOIL method. Go ahead and make sure you put this into your notes. Your FOIL method, high school teacher is going to use this term with you. Everyone around you is going to know what this means, and so we really need to understand. The FOIL method is based on an acronym, and an acronym is when we take the first letter of a statement and we use it to remember something. For example, USA is United States of America. BMMS is Bell Mountain Middle School. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, and so on. We have all kinds of these. Nonetheless, here's your FOIL method. FOIL method, of course, is spelled F-O-I-L. The FOIL method looks like this. It says we're going to multiply the first terms together. So the first terms, 2b and 3b, will give you 6b squared. Then the O here means we're going to multiply the outside terms. The outside terms. So you're going to end up with 2b times negative 2 gets you negative 4b. Well, if O is outside, what do you think I is? You're probably right, inside. So we're going to multiply the inside terms, negative 4 and 3b. And finally, L is going to be, if we have first at the beginning, so L might be last. Okay, so last. The last terms, negative 4, negative 2. And now, this 4-piece polynomial here, we're going to look for things that match. It looks like these two line up nicely, negative 4b and negative 12b. Combine those, and we end up with negative 16b plus 8 is the end there. So this is the FOIL method: first, outside, inside, last. And like I say, this is used in 99+% of all the high schools everywhere out there. So be familiar with that, and you're welcome to use this later on as we go. But today I want you to practice the following method. It's called the box method. It may take an extra 5 or 10 seconds to learn how to do this and write it down, but you're definitely going to be bulletproof, and later on we're going to be using this method to take problems apart. So if you're really strong going one direction, you'll be that much stronger going the other direction when we have to break these trinomials and quadratics down and so on, which we'll see later. So here's what we do. We get a 2 by 2 at x plus 3 times 3x plus 4, and we're literally going to draw on your paper, on your whiteboard, you're going to draw a 2 by 2 box. Now, we'll take the left-hand side here and write it down the left side of the box. And we're going to take what's left, the 3x plus 4, and put it at the top. 3x plus 4. And now think back to when you were younger and you did multiplication tables. Let's go ahead and fill this box out. What is x times 3x? Well, how about 3x squared? 3x squared. And now, how about the next one? X times 4. Let's fill in this box here. X times 4 is 4x. And now let's work on the bottom left box. 3 times 3x is 9x. And then finally, 3 times 4, of course, is 12. Now, the only thing we look for here in the box method is we are going to combine like terms, just like the FOIL method. You're going to combine these two guys in the middle. In just a second here, we got 9x and 4x, look like they match, but we're going to write down the first piece here. So this guy, this 3x squared, he's your first answer, and then 12 is going to also be part of your answer. And then we're going to take these two and add them up. Okay? So let's do that. So we're going to put our 12 down here, because notice that 3x squared does not have someone to add with, neither does 12. But what about these two here in the middle? We can put them together. 9x and 4x is 13x, and this is your final result. Now you may say, well, how come we would learn this and not just stick with the FOIL method? Well, later on, we're going to be given this problem at the bottom, and we have to break it up. And if we know how to use the box by multiplying, we can use the box to break down. If we just rely on the FOIL method, we're going to run into some difficulty later. So of the three methods you've seen, which might you prefer? If you say FOIL method, I don't blame you, but just trust me, you're going to like the box method as we go forward. The FOIL method works only when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial and no other combination. And I can assure you, you're going to have 2 by 2s, and you're going to have 2 by 3 multiplications, and also 3 by 2 multiplications. FOIL method will not help you there. And those actually will be on your state exam somewhere. They're up there every year. The Greek method works for all multiplication, but it's kind of laden with some mistakes. Those are easy to pop up. But the box method will be used not only now, but also later on when we get to Chapter 8 and beyond in a different standard. We'll be using this to work forwards and backwards. Okay? So let's do one together. Feel free to pause the video and try on your own. You've got x minus 3 times x plus 5. Let's go a little bit faster here. On the left-hand side, I'm going to put x minus 3, and on the top, I'm going to put x plus 5. Now I'm just going to fill this out. So I'm going to just fill this multiplication table out, so to speak. X times x is x squared. And how about x times 5? What do you got there? You should have 5x. How about negative 3 times x? Well, that's negative 3x, of course. And how about negative 3 times 5? Which would get us negative 15. Remember that the first term that you wrote down, the x squared, that's part of your answer. And the last term is also part of your answer. But what do we do with the two middle pieces? We're going to combine them. Negative 3 and 5 will get you to 2x. Okay? Very good. So x squared plus 2x minus 15. Final result. All right, try this one completely on your own. You've got x plus 2 squared. And what does that really mean? X plus 2 quantity squared. Think back to your exponents and bases. All that means is x plus 2 times x plus 2. All right, so why don't you pause the video here and take a look, see what you can do. All right then. So let's see how you did. I'm going to go ahead and put x plus 2 here and x plus 2 here. I'm going to multiply, get x squared. I'm going to multiply here and get 2x. Down at the bottom, I'm also going to get 2x. And then finally, what is 2 times 2? Well, 2 times 2, of course, is 4. Now, remember that the first term is part of your answer, and the last term is part of your answer. And we're going to combine these two here. So x squared goes there, and 4 goes there. And what do we do with these two? Just put them together. We get 4x. X squared plus 4x plus 4. Try to resist the temptation to combine these. There's no combining because x to the second is not the same as x to the first. And of course, this is just a whole number 4. All right, try one more here. 2x minus 1 times the quantity x, 5x plus 2. 5x plus 2. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to set this up like this. A little bit different here in the sense that I've got coefficients in front of my linear terms, 2 and 5. 2 times 5, how about 10x squared? 2x plus 2, how about positive 4x? 5x times negative 1, negative 5x. And negative 2, I'm sorry, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Now I know that 10x squared is going to be part of my result, so I'm going to go 10x squared. And I know that negative 2 is part of the answer. But what do we do with these two guys here? Well, we combine them. So you've got x to the first, looks to me like a negative x. So let's see if our computer friend agrees here. Let's see what we did. Let's see, let's go with this guy here, and let's get through. Okay, so we've got 4x and negative 5x and negative 2. 10x squared, that's what we had. We had negative 2, and we combined with negative x. So I think we were right in how we set that up and solved. Okay. All right, that's it for Unit 2-7. So if you'd like more instruction there, go ahead and go to that website and watch those videos real quick. You might see, well, you might just see only the FOIL method, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, might be some practice there for you. All right, we'll talk to you soon.